Hey everybody, this is David Skarika. I'm here. It's Monday, August 8th. So we're going to do the promotion on Wednesday. And so I'm going to have a couple of free videos, this obviously being one of them. And then one tomorrow as well. And then Wednesday we'll launch the new services. So it's a little complicated because I have 4 tiers of service. I'm really looking to promote 2 of them, well, 3 if you include the basic one. But anyhow, we'll talk about that a little bit. I'll have that more on Wednesday when the actual thing starts. So anyhow, I just want to do a little update. Okay, we did talk about the markets a few days ago. I wanted to talk about gold and precious metals. So a couple of the videos we're going to have just to start. I'm actually going to have right when I close the website up 2 paying members. I'm going to have, because I do think gold and precious metals are bottoming, even if we have one more leg lower into the fall. So I'm going to have 10 mid-tiers and large cap gold stocks, and also 10 juniors, maybe a dozen juniors that I think are excellent value here and you should buy. So I talked about 1 or 2 quickly in Mike's in my interview with Mike Swanson. So I'm going to have that, and that will be kind of like the first thing for paying members. And I'm going to have a whole bunch of things in a whole bunch of sectors in the first couple of weeks of the service being reopened. Now, in some of these things, I don't think it's quite the time to buy them, but I'm just kind of put them on your radar screen and then buy them when I do believe the time is right. So, so that's what I want to do here. And, but right now we're going to take a quick look. I'm going to look quickly at the stock markets because something happened today. I was just going to talk about gold and precious metals today and commodities, but something happened today where I wanted to talk about. Of course, right now we did buy some NVDA S, short stuff. S obviously stands for short in it. And yeah, look at I recommended. I didn't get the bottom. I think I got it around here about a week ago. I started looking at it. So basically 39 to 40. It's now 49, 40 to 50. It's no big deal, but it is up today. And it was like I was actually hoping NVIDIA could get back to 200, but they had an earnings warning today. The quarterly revenues are going to be down from 8.1 to 6.7 billion. They're citing weakness in PC. All the AMD, all of the chip makers said a weakness in PC demand and gaming demand. And of course, I knew the second quarter was going to be weak because the reason being was China was shut down a lot of that quarter. A lot of the revenue comes from Taiwan and China, so it just made sense, right? And of course, the problem I have with these companies, they should have done this the last quarter, but they only ticked down the last quarter. Now the issue with NVIDIA going forward is this company has a huge price to sales ratio. It was like 35 times sales at the top and even 25, 30 times forward sales. Now those sales are coming down. So now this is the problem, that you have this company with this gigantic valuation and, is coming down. And then we recommended the TSQ, and it's down a bit today, and same thing, basically flat, probably around 39 was where it was when we were looking at buying this. It's about 39 now. So, but I still think that, if we go look at Tesla and NVIDIA themselves, they look like they're kind of topping here around the 200-day moving average. I thought that maybe Tesla could get 1,000, but I think it's going to top around here. And Tesla was up over 5% at its top this morning. Now it's only up only 2%. NVIDIA, of course, is up 8%. So I really think NVIDIA, say, broke this level here, which would be about 165. And that was the thing, too. We sold most of our puts when NVIDIA was about 160, 165. So the stock is still above where we sold our puts. So I'm looking for an entry point on any bounces. I'll look to short again. So, and then if we just look at the market as a whole, it was crazy to me that when NVIDIA, a leader like that, having a warning like that the NASDAQ was up 1.5%. We see now the NASDAQ is about flat, and maybe there's a potential for this being a reversal day. You often see that at the top of rallies. We go look at the VIX. The VIX, I mentioned that last time, is down to the 21 area. So there's no longer fear in the market. I would still think that even if we top here, it's going to really take a few weeks before the market really rolls over. But anyhow, that's kind of what I'm looking at here. So now that brings us to gold and silver. And a lot of gold and silver are doing very well today. Gold could break out here, but here's my issue. Is gold bottoming? I own enough gold stocks that if I don't buy more, I'm doing fine. And it's silver bottoming. We're going to look at SLV. Silver up really nice, kind of down here. So do we rally towards these 200-day moving averages before pulling back, or something else? My one issue right now is gold and silver continues to rally with the markets. We look at the spiders right now. you can see, the market's up a tiny bit today, but they're rallying with the market. They're not kind of going counter the market, which is kind of what I want to see. And so I want to see some strength in gold and silver with the markets, rolling over. So, the gold and silver stocks, they're up pretty good today. Again, that is a nice basing formation, I do have to say. So if you wanted to buy, and we're very oversold, you can see here on the weekly. But the question is, do we go up and one more leg down, or do we just kind of get depressed by the market? But I think putting your toe in the water here is okay when you're at like roughly 200, 210 on the HUI, and there's some good stocks are really cheap, which I'll talk about in those videos on Wednesday when we launch the new service. So, it is looking pretty good. If we go look at the HUI I'm going to go to the GLD because GLD trades every day. Where you can see compared to gold stocks, gold stocks are really cheap, getting actually back to those lows of 2020. So again, there's nothing wrong, I think, here with putting your toe in the water, but I do think that when this realization, I've talked about the 2-year treasury, it's at almost at the highs, back at the highs of June, telling us that the Fed is not going to do any kind of, reversal. Actually, the Fed funds futures now for September, we're going to see, or actually have a greater chance of a 75 basis point hike than a 50 basis point. And then they're basically fully pricing in after that 75, another 25 in November, another 25 in December. And then actually it kind of flattens out, right? So you see a 66%, 65% chance for 75. So, but if we get 100 to 125 by the end of the year, then actually I will become much less of, I guess, a hawk. I will think that once we get to that 3 to 325 range, that we're nearing the end, and then the Fed will kind of go neutral. And then if there's really market weakness over the next, say, 6 to 9, 12 months, we'll see the Fed kind of reverse course. So that's kind of what I'm working at here. So yeah, you can see the market up a little bit, 4 points in the S&P, 19 on the NASDAQ. Dow's up a little more. And again, we're seeing these mem stocks. You can see that's the headline of that. Finance, AMC, GME, all up a lot, et cetera, et cetera. And I just don't think that's the kind of thing you're going to see, during a bear market. Granted, those stocks can rally, but I think if you really are at the bottom and blah, 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 you're not going to see those stocks. Like GME is still going to get killed because valuations still matter. GameStop, of course, it's almost back at its top in March. So probably what's going on with these stocks is a lot of hedge funds are unwinding positions because they got short near the bottom of the market. And probably them unwinding positions, meaning they're short those stocks and they're kind of like getting out of those. So anyhow, but again, if we're going to look at it, Barrick, Canadian quote, again, kind of is coming out a bit of that little thing. Newmont, maybe a bit bottoming pattern going on here. Newmont's down 40% since April. So these things are extremely oversold. So I think now, I haven't talked about gold stocks and buying them because I thought the problem was with the Fed being hawkish in the short term, that would hurt good gold stocks. But again, with only 175 basis point rate hike left, and then probably after that, only 25 to 50 left, you're going to see me take a different tone this fall. I just kind of want to wait out because I remember what happened in 2008. We've seen the CRB commodities come off a lot. We've seen, this is the oil ETF, oil come off. It's bouncing today, but it's just really at the support level. And we go look at oil here. I still think that oil, especially with them pumping out, the reserves in the United States, I think that oil still might head back to this level here, that 65 to 70 $70 level. And I think it'll be a great opportunity there. I don't think we're going to see this kind of level because the difference between now, I'll show you copper in a second too. And let's go back 20 years actually. And I think the difference now between copper now, or everything now, oil in the 2008 move, that 2020 move, is that in 2014, the Saudis were pumping a lot, fracking was booming. I think the difference between now and all these moves was that then inventories were all soaring with the higher prices. Inventories are still tight. And that's in every inventories are really tight in copper. So could copper, it's gone to 355. Could it go to 250? Yeah, I could see that, or 275. But I think you're going to see even a quicker reversal in commodities and even to 2020 when the Fed reverses course probably sometime next year. So, but commodities will probably start anticipating that as well. And when that happens, you're going to see another V bottom, but I don't think you're going to see the depths in terms of price. I don't think you'll see a copper price under $2. I don't think you'll see the $30, $40 oil price. Don't think you're going to see that because the inventories are too tight, you know? So yeah, I don't think you'll see, and that goes for all base metals, like this is Cliffs Natural Resources. You can see it's come off its highs too. It fell, but this is a very highly cyclical stock because, you know, iron ore is highly cyclical. But like, again, if we go back, let's go back again to 2002. Let's go back 20 years. And you can see Cliffs here had this move down here. And then, you know, the last bus saw it go here, and you can see what it did here. I don't know if Cliffs is going to get to 250. Now, if it does get to 250, I will love that. You know, but maybe it'll get more like under 10 or something at this, which will still be a great buying opportunity, you know. So, but, you know, you can see the last 3 times Cliffs got to $2, you know, 2003, 2016, and, you know, in 250, it was a great buying opportunity. And almost every single time you made 5 to 10 on your money, for 10 times on your money, plus you got a great dividend. So that's what I'm kind of looking right now at right now. This is one of our shorts. I think Moody's is starting, you can see that. I think it's an excellent time now. And I haven't talked about getting back into shorts, but this is kind of maybe what I'll end this off on. Moody's, RICS, you can see them kind of coming off their lows here, but still well off their highs. Their RSIs are now getting overbought. I think now might be the time to kind of start looking at them now. You know, Air Canada, same. And like I said, I'm going to be watching today. The Dow's only up 56 now after it was up, I think 150 to 200 earlier. It was up 200 earlier. The NASDAQ was up 1.5% earlier. Now the NASDAQ 100 is down. So I'm thinking this is maybe, again, and with Tesla down so much on Friday and NVIDIA down 8% today, why the hell would would tech stocks be rallying? These are 2 marquee names, especially NVIDIA, even saying things are weak. So I really think that now is the time to start looking. And again, I look at that chart of those potential for the reverse, you know, hammers, the for the you know, on the candlesticks, this being a reversal day. So I think, you know, we could be topping here similar to how we topped in May after that rally, or similar to how we topped in March after that rally. Now, if it's the March type top, we're still going to have another few weeks of this churning. But if it's the May type top, we're probably going to only hold up for a few more days and then roll over. And I am not smart enough to know which one it's going to be. And yeah, so again, the kind of focus of this is gold stocks are now getting cheap. They may get a little cheaper this fall, but you can start, you know, maybe putting your toe in the water. And I think this rally is now running its course. The VIX is in the low 20s. You've had NVIDIA, Tesla, you know, and we timed it pretty good, I think. Like, we didn't get this act up. We're up a tiny bit on that trade. It looks like they're kind of getting whacked. So anyhow, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm feeling good right now. I was getting fat again. And unfortunately, my sparkling wine thing is canceled because I got a kidney stone when I was in Spain, and it's the second one I've gotten. They run in my family. My grandfather and my mother's side, my grandfather, on my mother's side and my mother have had a history of them. But I'm like, this is the second one I've gotten, and I'm in my mid 40s. I'm just like, I got to cut down on drinking. I got to exercise more. So every day I exercise for about 45 minutes to an hour. I have a little gym in my house, do weights, and then I do this killer walk to the beach and back. The reason I haven't done any videos from the beach is been lovely and breezy here, but it makes the videos crap, the quality. But I've been doing that every day. That takes about an hour and a half, and that's in thick sand, up and down, steep 100, 150 foot hill. So I've basically been eating 1.5 meals a day. I get up, I eat something very light for breakfast, like maybe some fruit, have a couple coffees, and then do that walk. And then I kind of have a late lunch / early dinner. I guess you could call it dunch, you know, or I don't know, dinner, you know. because I guess there's no word for that because we have brunch, obviously, right? And so basically having 1.5 meals a day. And it just, that sweat, sweating it out on that tough walk, it just kind of rips off me. So I just weighed myself. I'm down about 10, 11 pounds. I wanted to lose 25. So I'm already almost halfway there. And I started this about 3-4 weeks ago. Of course, in Spain, I was still eating, I was on vacation. So I was still like, but now I'm just, I'm really being disciplined. And I'd like I said, definitely at least another 10, another 15 would be preferable. And I'll be really happy. The nice thing you'll see when I do my videos is, I've lost that kind of fatness that was in my face. I was looking at some of the pictures I took of myself in Europe and I hated the way I looked. Anyhow, I'm going to leave it at that. And everybody take care. And I hope you enjoyed these.